Hi, Kiko.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hey Mina, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Of course. It just came to me that it feels like we're reliving one of the scenes in the film.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Oh, well, they use like online dating apps to we would shoot these scenes where they were like on Zoom
That's
together.
right. That's right. Well, then go ahead. Let me hear your pitch. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
So, vampire stories have gone through many reinventions over the years. What about Vampires of the Velvet Lounge made you feel like this was going to be a fresh take on the genre?
Oh gosh, just hearing the concept and reading the script, I knew that this was something that was really unique. And I loved it. I mean, I've always loved the horror genre. I loved the idea that I'd get to play a vampire, but then I loved the dialogue. I loved how just just unusual and witty it was, and the
Right.
sort of conversations that they're having around their survival and the relationships that they have with one another. I love that type of humor. Um, so yeah, there were so many elements to this film that I absolutely loved being a part of, and I really feel like it's my favorite thing that I've worked on
What
because of
initially drew you to the character of Elizabeth in the film, and what aspects of her personality were the most interesting for you to explore?
gosh, I mean there were so many different things. I had worked with two of our producers the year before, and they
Mm,
reached out to me about this, and one of the other vampires, Helena, is played by Sarah Dumont, and I'd worked with her on that film. We had starred together. And then I personally knew India, who plays Joan,
mm.
who's very much a partner to my character, Elizabeth. And I'd also worked with our camera department. They were all the same. So it just felt like the most exciting opportunity because I knew everyone personally. I was really excited to be going to Savannah and working there. And like I said, being able to play a vampire, knowing that I'd get to do stunt work in a way that I've never done before. And again, the dialogue, I just loved these conversations. I thought it was hilarious. And I love Elizabeth because she's such um a badass, if I can say
Yeah.
that. She's a
There you
badass. Like, she's,
go.
she's the one who's very, she's just like very logical and like literal about like what they need to do. And
Yeah.
and again, that's what I love about the whole dynamic of all of them. Like they're all unique in their personalities.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth is really the one leading that charge, and it was just a lot of fun to get to play those moments, just how she kind of sees things, her commentary on it, how she so easily dismisses it. Like she doesn't care. Like it's about her. Um, and that's what I loved about the relationship between her and Joan. Like Joan was the only one that really could affect her and get to her. But it was great to live in that space. Like as
Yeah.
a woman, not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, vampires are almost always portrayed as seductive and alluring, while other classic monsters, they rarely carry that same sex appeal. Why do you think that is? What is it about the vampire?
Oh gosh, I mean, I would only assume like the intimacy and connection to it.
Mhm. Was putting you in the bathtub at the beginning of the film a throwback to your bathtub scene in American Beauty, minus the blood and severed
If
heads, of course.
if that's how you want to see it, sure. I mean, I'm all for doing unusual things in bathtubs.
Yeah, there you go. Your performance in American Beauty was iconic for its subtle seductiveness, and in Vampires of the Velvet Lounge, I think you revisit some of that same magnetic quality.
Yeah, they're
How do
both
you
red.
how do you approach playing seduction on screen now compared to back then, and how has your understanding of it evolved over the years?
Wow, that's a really wild question. How do I approach seduction in a bathtub? Is that what you're asking me?
Seduction in general, I think.
Seduction in general. Hmm.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the same.
I think that's a really deep question. I mean, I'm not sure. How would I approach seduction? I mean, in this film, I really was working out of the space of being a vampire. So Elizabeth is clearly trying to feed and enjoy herself. The character is based off of Elizabeth Bathory, who is known to have bathed in blood in order for her to feel young again, this search of like a fountain of youth. Um, so that was really the headspace that I was in was
Yeah,
was you know, her own survival and you know, taking care of herself and making sure that she could continue to thrive.
great. Hey, Mina, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on the film, and we can't wait to tell more people about it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a
Have a good
good
rest of your
day.
day. All right.